Welcome back, everybody. It's Sport Federation TV, and we're talking about sport in the province across the Western Cape. Very exciting time at the moment. Of course, it's holiday time. A lot of kids are on holiday, and a lot of teams and athletes are taking advantage of the Easter weekend to have some of their competitions, or at the very least, making sure that they prepare or plan for their team competitions. And if they're not doing that, then they're resting to make sure that they get ready, in position to get ready for the next event. But sport does not stop. In studio with me now is the president of Western Cape Kickboxing, Josh Klutter. Josh, welcome back.
Seppi, thank you. It's always good to be back here at the Western Cape Confederation TV.
I must say, every time you walk in here, you're wearing your provincial colours there, which looks fantastic, completely decked in blue. I'm honoured today to be wearing the same. In fact, today everything is looking blue.
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is our blood is blue.
Yeah. But it's not only you wearing it now, you also have, for the last few years, you've been making sure that your athletes are able to achieve provincial colours.
Yeah, I think we started last year with the Western Cape provincial team after 10 years struggling to get to it. I mean, last year we utilized it as a pilot group. We only had 3 of the districts involved within the Western Cape. This year we have all the districts involved within the Western Cape team. So with the 2023 South African Kickboxing Championships, there will be no district within the Western Cape that will be going there, but the Western Cape Kickboxing team will be going there.
How does that, that must be really good for you from a development point of view, because now you've got footprint in every district and you've got someone to speak to in every district.
Yes, look, it wasn't easy. Obviously, this thing has been planned. It has always been envisaged that there will be a Western Cape team, Western Cape kickboxing team going to the South African Championships at some time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was going to be inevitable, although there were elements who wanted to kind of make it impossible. But we are here. We are there. The objective has been achieved. Now it is an issue of it must become normal.
But you didn't just get there normally. You've done a tremendous amount of administrative work in the build-up to making sure you've got these structures in place. You've done coaching courses and referees courses and administrative courses. It wasn't just, like you say, it wasn't an easy road.
No, it wasn't. You must remember, especially with the Western Cape, you know, we first had to get the districts in place with the district sports councils.
Yeah.
And then it was the establishment of the Western Cape. And thereafter, you know, you had to get your technical people in place, you have to get your coaches in place, you have to get all other subcommittees in place as well in order to be in compliance with the Western Cape Confederation. So we've managed to do that. So behind the scenes, a lot of administrative work had to be done or was done. And now it is all about managing everything in order to ensure that operations are running smoothly.
You've been involved in sports administration for most of your life, and probably at the top of that game for the last 30 years. Do you think there's a difference in sports administration of 30 years ago, 20 years ago to where things are today?
I think maybe 30 years ago it was maybe a bit easier in the sense that nobody expected of you to provide a policy document. Nobody expected you to provide a transformation charter. Nobody expected of you to provide certain documentations. You know, it was easy. I think today you got to become more cooperative.
Yeah.
Aligned.
You need to know how to apply for lotto funding.
Absolutely, you know, and you need to. Your organization must have a banking account.
Yeah.
There must be audit checks, you know.
So the days of thinking that you're going to survive in sport in South Africa if you haven't done your compliance and your governance and so on, those days seem to be over.
No, it must be over. If it's not yet.
Yeah.
It should be over, because I think compliance and governance in sport, any kind of sport, it just up the integrity of the sport.
I suppose for someone like yourself who specializes in turning athletes into high-performance athletes, I mean, you've got world championships in your stable, world champions in your stable. Without that governance, without that, it would be very difficult to do because most people think about it administratively, but it will also be very difficult to do things like selections and talent identification, training records.
No, absolutely. I mean, and that is why structure is important.
Yeah.
That is why compliance is important, because being in compliant already give you a foundation in terms of what you need and in terms of what you can achieve.
All right, so let's talk about the fighters themselves. Tell me a little bit about the fighting quality.
Our standard of competing, very good level, whether it's on the tatami or whether it is on the ring. Our ring sport is on a phenomenal level, also maybe because of the VK1. But our fighters are just, I think they're on a good level.
That's great. Good level in the Western Cape. You've got your team now, your provincial team. You've just gone through all this process. Next step, South African Championships.
Yes, we are now busy with prepping before the South African National Championships, which is taking place 28 to 30 May. Sorry, 28 to 30 April.
In Limpopo, right?
Limpopo.
Limpopo, yeah.
Alice Russia, to be specific.
Right.
So all now happening now is prep, administration again, crazy.
Yeah.
And we will definitely have 1 or 2 team training sessions.
Well, I was gonna ask him. Most athletes, they will be training in their dojo, right?
Yes, but we will group them to at least have 1 session together as a team.
So, as the president of Western Cape, the team itself, do you track the different athletes in the different dojos? Like, you've got an under 60 kilogram fighter in one district and an under 50 in another district. Are you like monitoring them?
Look, we've got a selection committee that's doing that. The district presidents are more.
They're more on top of
more on top of that, monitoring that.
Yeah, I suppose it's closer. Yeah.
And of course, the Western Cape have got there's a team manager and a team assistant manager. So they are keep on top of that, and feedback is given to the Western Cape Exco in terms of progress. So
you've of course got fighters like Gregory Gans, who comes from Vibrant Sports, fights there out of that gym. You got so many other athletes, of course, in your sort of more semi-professional space that we saw competing here in Cape Town last year. Do those athletes that are fighting at a semi-professional level, do they also compete now, or is this the development amateur side?
No, look, the World Kickboxing made it possible that your professionals, who's not necessarily world champions, they can compete within your South African championships and even within your amateur events.
Yes.
So yes, you're going to see the Yassine Adams.
Yeah.
You're going to see Gregory Gans will probably be there as well.
Rodney Cornelissen.
Rodney. You will see St. Dumas.
Yes.
So all those guys will be there, and they are looking forward to show the Gautengers what happens when you sleep in the ring, So we're excited about it. We just want to see how we're going to kind of, I'm not sure if we can utilize the terminology to demolish these guys, but we are very excited to go up there and do what we must do, and do what we do best.
I think you've kind of like given me a good idea now of what, because that's where I was going next with my question is, do you have an idea of a certain weight division where you're expecting maybe 1 or 2 athletes to shine? But you've given a couple of names already. So Ellis Russ, of course, they've got about 3 weeks left now before they go. Are there any last things that you advise athletes now to be thinking about before they go?
Look, for now, I think they're still going to focus in the next week or so. They're still going to focus on heavy training. Yeah. And in the last week, it will just be technical training. Okay. Technical, a little bit of mental psychology training, and they're all good to go.
Josh Kritter, President of Western Cape Kickboxing. Good luck. It's fantastic to see the progress of Western Cape Kickboxing and the athletes, and we wish you guys the best of luck.
JP, thank you. And we will keep the Western Cape proud.
There we go. Right, folks, Western Cape Kickboxing, then of course on its way to Ellis Russ, South African Kickboxing Championships happening there towards the end of April. And again, we have no doubt, as Josh said, that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll carry on talking sport in the province. Don't go away.